Hello everyone, it's Jade and welcome to a speed build on the channel. So this is a speed build for my Salvatore Legacy. You would already have seen this build in my current LP on the channel. So this is for Generation 6 for my Generations family. I love saying those all at once. It's just so many generations within generations, right? Teehee. So pretty much I know that this is going to be a very long video. So I'm thinking, depending how I go at the moment, I might be splitting it up into two parts. Not very long, like more than like 40 minutes, but more that I feel like speed build videos should be like a bit less. And I don't think I can use my brain capacity and mouth to speak for kind of like 30 minutes straight. Though I probably could if I really needed to, and I probably will, but just like within two parts. So I might do a part 1 and a part 2 of this, but I don't know, like looking back at it, I don't know what took me so long, but I remember that while I was building this, I would build, come back, and I was just trying to record as I went because I kept getting different inspo. So like even looking at this build that we're looking at now, it is the structure that we kind of base the whole house off of, but it's very different to what I had in mind. So I had a whole different idea when I first started this. And somebody made a comment a little while ago about saying that they don't know how I build when I put stuff down first, like putting furniture in and then building around it. But I don't know, Sims 3 is diff, guys. Sims 3 is diff. It just helps me kind of figure like, because what I think everybody's at fault for it, not everybody, but like, you know, the Sims team and the Sims 4. There's just these like weird looking houses with way too much space in them and not enough clutter, and it looks so like standard. So what I tend to do is I will put a bed in there or like couches and a furnace. Why don't I call it a furnace instead of a fireplace? But just to see kind of what spacing I would actually need for that whole room. Especially in the Sims 3 where you can't just pick things up and necessarily pull a wall in. I know that you can do it, but it's a bit more annoying than it is in the Sims 4, if that makes sense. So also, it took me so long to get the structure of this house. I had see that like kind of wing of the house that I've already done. That was the easiest. Doing the rest of this house and trying to figure out how to keep it all one story, but also to cater to having what would technically be, we've got 5 kids that we're going to have, as well as mum and dad, and we still have Freddie alive. So we had to fit all of that in, and I still wanted to have a carport because it's the Sims 3. How can you not have a carport? Because we are blessed with cars in the Sims 3. So of course I had to do that. And part of the pack that we're in at the moment, which is Generations, it's you get to learn how to drive cars and stuff. So I also wanted my teens, because now I've got 3 teens pretty much, they're all going to have to learn how to drive. And I thought it was really sweet for them to have like a really bright sloppy jalopy that they're learning to drive in. It's not much of an animation to watch, but it's still a lot more than not having it. Does that make sense? But it was really nice. I don't know why I also went in and put like lighting in first. I don't know why I do stuff sometimes, you know. Like, I haven't even finished making the walls, but here I am putting lighting in. It took me so long to do like the right wing of the house. No, I lied, the left wing. Oh, guys, don't judge me. I always get my left and right mixed up, and it really embarrasses me. But I think it's gotten to the point where I overthink it too much, and so I will pretty much always ultimately say the wrong thing, even though I know it's what the right thing is. Teehee, get it the right. Oh my god, Jade, stop it. But I was also really excited to be able to put a bar in, and we had a bit of space. I was like, what can I put in this space? And I was like, bar, awesome. So it was just kind of that idea of being able to map it all out and have a bit more of a play, make areas bigger if I needed to. Like, I know the Sims 3 has more annoying routing than the Sims 4, so I've got to keep that in mind. Though I don't usually, and a lot of the time my Sims will carry Sims outside of the house to age them up because there's no space in the house, because I don't want space in my house. Who wants empty spaces? Not me. But it took me so long to map this back bit out, but it ends up being a bathroom, a bedroom, another bathroom, and 2 bathrooms. Oh, wow, that didn't make sense. 2 bathrooms, 2 bedrooms, and a playroom. Because I also wanted to keep in mind that we will be having daycare back on eventually when she pops the next kid out. We will eventually get there. And I know that The Sims 3 is so hard to make it easier for us to complete the daycare career. I don't think I've ever gotten to a high level in that because I always get to having kids and then I don't really look back at it and I'm like, oh my god, wow, new generation. How exciting. Let's play with them. But also, I was kind of like still triggered by the fact that I think I was just finishing my 100 baby challenge around here. So putting and laying all this stuff out in here was pretty much just like, wow, we're going back through what I've been doing like so much in the last, I can't even remember how many parts I'd made of the 100 baby challenge. I need to go back and check how many I did, but I did 4 seasons. So that's crazy. I would have started that so long ago. I don't even remember. But I remember being so excited about it. It became very repetitive after a time, but it was like a fresh wave every time you got a new heir, and then you'd have new looking babies, a new location, a new house to kind of work within. But yeah, so sad to see it go, but happy it's gone. No, wait, am I? Yeah, I think I am. Like, I don't have to worry about seducing men anymore, only in IRL. I'm kidding. Oh god, does this feel like we're hanging out having a cute little D&M and you're like, wow, this is what Jade's really like? Yeah, I would hate that too. I don't know why you would stick. I'm kidding. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you for anyone who actually, you know, kind of sits through one of these build videos without the mute button on. Cough, a friend of mine mutes me. He'll never hear this, but how dare he? But maybe I should put like little Easter eggs in or something like that. Maybe when I'm like that consistent and people actually care. Not to say that people don't care, but I think a lot of people who watch my videos are probably more like me, like silent viewers. So like, I just love to see new episodes come out, but I don't comment. So I'm appreciative to anyone who does comment or kind of gives me a little bit of feedback, especially I've noticed in the last few months I've had a few people who are just kind of giving me a bit more guidance in understanding some of the Sims 3 stuff, which is probably what's weird enough is that I probably am very like I've probably done it once upon a time, googled it, know exactly what to do, but over time you just forget all these different things. And like a lot of the time I forget Sims 4 functionalities between Sims 3 sometimes, like the ability in The Sims 3 to give flowers. I always think that's an availability in The Sims 4, but it's not. And you have to actually have like, it's like off a rose if you've got the romantic interaction, or you can give a rose, I think, if you have one in your inventory, but it's not the same thing. So I always get that mixed up. And I think a lot of going here together, or like standard like grouping and movement that you have in The Sims 4, which you don't have in The Sims 3. But I don't know, I was just so happy with this house's layout. This is where you're starting to see like the proper layout coming in, me going through and chucking all the wood. I will admit that dark wood is my absolute favorite to put into a house. This master bedroom took me so long to make. I just couldn't think of the structure. You have no idea how much content of that room I cut out. Even in the beginning, when I was trying to think of the layout, I cut so much out. Was just not having it. It weren't working. It weren't working. Sorry. I've been watching Outlander, even though it's Scottish accents. It's just, it won't go away. It's here forever, guys. Did I do a white floor for this house? Did I? Oh my god, I did. Flashbacks. I haven't played my Salvatore Legacy in a couple of weeks just because I think I got really excited and I played through like 3 episodes. So I had to then go through and, you know, edit them, also upload them, and I don't want to overplay it too much because then I miss it and then this is what happens and I forget stuff. Also doing the usual Jade, which is like alternating patterns. One always has to be like a brick or a stone and the other one has to be like wood paneling or plain like stone, if that makes sense. I don't know, I just feel like it really breaks up the house, but when you see a lot of houses in real life, it doesn't look like that. You do have feature walls that have like stone or like slabs or something like specifically different to like pop the front porch of a house, but not necessarily like, let's do 3 different colors around, because I think it would be just ridiculous in the cost, right? But if you've got money, why not? But also when I think about all rich houses, they're all one singular color. All the way around, aren't they? No, not if we're thinking about like, you know, your inspo pictures. But yeah. So also, Sims 3. Sims 3. I love it, but I hate it sometimes. Like, just doing like kids' rooms and stuff. I don't know what it is, but with my kids' room decor, I tend to have it more like teeny vibes. That sounds like I'm saying small teeny, but like teeny as in teenager, and I just had a hiccup there. So I tend to like not put a lot of toys in because I want them to feel more like adults. And I think I really tried in this build to do a lot more swatches that fit that, but it was kind of really hard for me to manage. There was a really long pause of me not doing anything there. Jade, why is it in? So also, look at me pausing here. Oh no. So basically what also happened is, so let me just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's at least 6 different video files that I've started and stopped recording for these. And say one's 2.5 hours, one's 3.5 hours, one's 1.5 hours, one's 25 minutes. But that's a lot of hours. So that'd be 6, 7, 8, at least 8 hours of building here. And I managed to cut it down to 30 minutes or so. That's crazy that it's only 30 minutes. But I had done this a while ago with the intention of doing a voiceover, but due to like current ongoings in my life, I didn't have the energy to sit down and talk to myself for quite a bit of time. So that's why it's kind of been sitting there. And then a lovely soul commented saying that they were requesting this build. So I was like, I do have the build video still sitting there. I need to actually go do the voiceover for it. So if anything's like, I've tried to go through and cut as much of it down to about 30 minutes, but now we're just going to live with whatever's here. And we're just going to split it into 2, and it's going to be a cute time. And then I'm going to upload it to the Sims file share. And it may be slightly different, but I don't think it will. The only thing different I think might be my teenage girl's room. But love me or hate me. Okay. Love me or hate me, still an obsession. Love me, hate me, that is the question. Sorry. I have had 2 energy drinks today to kind of motivate myself to do this. I've also done 1 voiceover just before this, and I feel like I'm doing really good that I've been talking for like 12 minutes straight right now. Also sorry if you hear me like gulping for air every like a moment of my life. It's just the time. Wow, I'm really I'm hitting that like okay, relax Jade, life's not that hard. I really actually liked this bee pattern, but I felt like it was too kiddie, so I think I change it. Do I change it? Yeah, I do. Okay. Like not too kitty, but more like probably should stay in the bedroom bees rather than like in the living. Also, I don't know if you guys will hate that I put that dining table on a slant, but I love it. I love it. And it will stay exactly where it is until you download it yourself and you change it up. But what can I say? We're only human, right? And okay, so I just realized that it's 35 minutes. How exciting, right? Sorry, I was like zooming in and out of my game. I also need to cut back on how many patterns I have, because I think that's what also potentially causes a lot of lag in my game as well. Like just when I'm doing a lot of building, I'm noticing that. But I wish I was an expert with a computer. That way I could, oh my god, my voice cracked so hard. I just wish I was an expert with a computer. That way I can kind of go through, find what's making my game suffer. Why must you make me suffer? More like just making sure that I can take out what I don't actually need in the game. And because you know how there's like, I've got probably like, say I've got 3000 CC files, right? And there's like 20 that I don't like, but I don't know how to find them because I wasn't that specific when I labeled everything. And what I've also done to reduce like the size of my CC is compress them all into like a file that will just say like a specific like miscellaneous accessories. And then if I delete that, then I'm going to delete stuff that I've had for such a long time. But to my credit, when I messed everything up and I deleted all my CC, I still had to download a lot of this fresh. So all the old CC that I would have had from once upon a time that doesn't exist anymore, I've lost, which is a horrible thought, but oh, now I feel sad. I didn't even think I was sad about that until I just thought about it, but the more you know, guys. But I'm really excited to have another baby. I hope it's another boy for Spence because we've had way too many girls. And if I have another girl, then she's definitely going to boarding school. Maybe it should be a girl, so then I'd be motivated to send her to boarding school. I think that will definitely suffice as motivation. But what I'm gonna do, guys, is I'm going to cut this video here. So there is going to be a build part 2, and that's what will have the final result of the build, and hopefully also the lovely download link if you guys would like to download it, obviously. If I've been using CC patterns or anything like that, nothing will transpire if you don't have the packs that I have, which is pretty much, I have all packs except I think the Katy Perry pack and one driving one, I think. And pretty much Soul Contact. So stuff like this you probably won't get, like my CC, but that's okay because I'm sure you've got a bunch of CC in your game, or you don't, and you can put your own little family touch on it. Oh, that I should have kept it as that pattern. That pattern's so pretty. You know what, I thought it looked pretty, but I also thought it didn't, so. But anyway, guys, I will be leaving this part here for today. I hope you guys are having an amazing day, and I will talk to you guys super, super soon. Bye!